again buried under a pile of bras. Ugh. Look at my new pen. You gotta be kind to yourself. I need a whiteboard so I can teach things. I got myself like a big poster board so I can start like connecting the dots with regards to patriarchy, parental issues, the kind that are born from not having a lot of guidance, because humans are naturally anxious, and if your parents don't teach you how to talk to yourself, like, for example, I'm playing a shooter game, and I'm like, well, now everything's fucked. Just fuck. You're not gonna be happy if you live like that. In your head, you have to say, well, you missed targets, but that doesn't say anything. That's okay. That is resilience, but they keep calling it soft. I don't know what's wrong with my voice today. It's normally deep in the morning, and then it goes back to being deep in the evening. It's just, I sound like I'm a little bit sick. I think part of the reason for that is because I like woke up like 1 or 2 times in the fucking morning, in the night. I made some really good fucking coffee. Should probably keep abreast of the time so I don't drink past the time I'm supposed to. For iron deficiency. So apparently I have an iron deficiency. That's why I keep losing my balance. It makes me look drunk, but I'm not drunk. I haven't had a drink in days. And then before that, I hadn't had a drink in like a couple weeks because I drank with my cousins. And then before that, I hadn't drank in months. So I don't drink regularly, even though I really enjoy drinking. I don't think the thought crosses my mind enough, and I also don't really have the money for it. So, though I do have an internal pull to want to drink, that it feels pretty strong, and I hope that I can do something about that gradually. Yeah. I think I wanted to share my makeup, and I was like, fuck it, we'll put on OBS, and we'll just... I think I'm in the late phases. This fucking window! I think I'm in the late stages of trauma, where like nothing bad is happening, but you just feel like shit. I have so much fucking mucus in my throat, it's uncomfortable to talk as fuck. But everything is the same. I am struggling with how my nose looks. Surgeries are terrifying, but I know I'm gonna have to have one. Like, I want to tie my tubes because I don't need a womb. I really don't need a womb. I'm not here to have a baby, raise it. I'm not a maid. And I don't like looking after small things. I went through a period of time where I couldn't find animals cute because of what happened to me in 2023. And I still have a bit of a problem connecting with animals. Yeah. That whole thing where you look after something, I don't give a fuck. I got a good bra. I got it from Temu, which is probably gonna get me canceled because I heard that they're not ethical. I also feel like other companies aren't ethical, but that's me trying to rationalize it for myself. I have the app on my phone, and I'll buy myself clothes and jewelry, and that's kind of where I get my stuff from. And it fits me because the sizes are Asian. Obviously, sometimes the bras are a little small, but that just sounds like I'm trying to show off, but because over time it gets assimilated that your worth is tied to your boob size. And yeah, if you're a dad, I highly recommend that you read books on the inner voice, and you also educate yourself on patriarchy. once you stop taking it personally, then you're on board with the program. Then you can raise a strong child who doesn't have like thoughts in their head that are like, you did a bad job, now what's the point? I was just farting. You can't just let a child hang out. You have to teach them how to speak to themselves, so that it's not about like being punitive with yourself when you're not doing as well as you want to. It's about being kind to yourself and being resilient and being flexible, because those kinds of people survive longer. When something can hit you and you're like, ooh, that sucks, but I'm just gonna try again. And it has to come from a healthy place, not from a place of hating yourself. So if you're a dad, the way that your daughter turns out kind of rests in your hands, honestly, because evolution fucked us and we rely on men. And you have to have a strong father so that his strength becomes your strength. And you no longer try to find it in bad men who wear black shirts and tattoos. They can be nice, but I don't think they should be ruining your psyche. And then when you give them your strength and your I'm stuttering. When you give them your strength and your stability, they can also like reciprocate. They can also be the daddy in the relationship and be like, I just think that love as we know it is an incomplete childhood cycle, and they try to complete the cycle with a man by getting him to be their dad, but they don't know that's happening. So educate the fuck out of yourself, not to be the best or to be the alpha, but because sorry, I have like thinking problems because I have CPTSD, and that just, it's not means that like I'm curling up into a ball and crying. It just means that I have cognitive issues now due to the strain of what I've been through. I'll forget things. You know, the other day I put pasta in a pot and I didn't put water. I just turned it on and then I hear crackling. So somebody gave it to the chickens. But I'll just commit various cognitive mistakes because being stressed for a long time will do that to your brain. But yeah, educate the shit out of yourself. Not because you're trying to be hard or mean to yourself, but because that's what it takes to be on par with the truth. We kind of need you, dads. Because if you teach her how to look after herself, she's not gonna need anybody, really. You might wanna you might wanna like have a conversation with a man, but you don't become emotionally reliant on him in such a way where it aches. I think that starts with dads and moms. You gotta teach your child how to be strong, but not in a harsh way, in a kind way. And this is all Lev Vygotsky's work. I'll admit, I've been doing some of the work myself, and I've been connecting the dots, but this is basically Lev Vygotsky's work, so I can't really take credit for it. Yeah. That's all I really have to fucking say. I made a really good cup of coffee. I got myself earrings, but I can't wear them. Because, like, the headphones, yeah. I'm taking medication now, and that should alleviate the problem of just not deriving excitement from things. Yeah, the better you parent your kid, the more emotionally regulated they're gonna be. And one last thing I want to say is that Arcane was not about psychosis. I think it was about the voices in your head, and when your parents don't give you a good voice, you have the voices of people who spoke poorly to you. Or something that happens to me is I'll know someone exists, and then in my head they'll start talking to me, but they're not actually there, but it's kind of annoying because they start saying things like like not nice things. That's because I don't have an inner voice. And so Jinx has that thing where her childhood, like, bully, or like the person in her childhood who basically was a source of low self-esteem, he's who speaks to her. But with Vi, she also has hallucinations, but instead it's Vander being encouraging. And so that's what she... It's not about psychosis. That's... Jinx is not like this crazy... Well, I'm not saying that what she did was right. Jinx is not this thing that's far away from who we are. She's one of us. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Anyway, goodbye.